something big is about to happen. And for millions of Americans over 60, it could bring the kind of financial breathing room that's been long overdue. The Social Security Administration, together with other federal agencies, is rolling out what's being called a double stimulus relief initiative, and at the center of this new push is a $6,430 benefit opportunity aimed directly at seniors. This isn't a rumor, it's not a recycled update from months ago, and it's not clickbait. This is a real financial assistance plan with confirmed timelines and targeted eligibility criteria that could put thousands of dollars into the hands of seniors who need it most, especially those receiving Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. Starting Monday, new provisions are coming into effect that may qualify eligible seniors for a combination of retroactive payments, emergency relief, and supplemental support under federal assistance programs. Some will see back pay. Others could receive additional one-time or recurring payments based on updated income thresholds, revised COLA calculations, or state-level supplements triggered by recent cost of living pressures. And yes, some individuals could qualify for the full $6,430, depending on their situation. What's key here is knowing exactly how and where to apply, and understanding how these funds are being distributed. With inflation continuing to stretch monthly budgets and the price of essentials like groceries, utilities, housing, and medications staying stubbornly high, this double stimulus initiative could be a lifeline. But here's the thing. A lot of eligible people don't even know this relief is available. The announcement hasn't made it onto every news channel or social media feed. And many seniors, especially those not online daily, are at risk of missing out, not because they don't qualify, but because they didn't hear about it in time. In today's video, we're going to walk you through everything, how the $6,430 relief came to be, who qualifies, what steps you need to take starting Monday, and how to protect yourself from scams while securing the full amount you deserve. Don't miss a second of this, because it could mean the difference between a tough month and the peace of financial security. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is this $6,430 relief all about? And why are so many people just now finding out about it? Well, this relief is part of a broader federal effort to cushion the economic impact that's still lingering after years of rising prices, high medical costs, and an overall strain on retirement income. It's not a one-size-fits-all payment, meaning not every single person will get the full amount. But for those who do qualify, it could be a real game changer. This initiative combines multiple programs and payment boosts, some of which are federally funded while others are supported through state-level programs tied to Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. The amount $6,430 isn't pulled from thin air. It's a combination of catch-up payments, state stimulus supplements, energy assistance payouts, and a second round of emergency support aimed at those living on fixed incomes. What's new is that this bundle of benefits is now being referred to by advocates and local agencies as a double stimulus, because for many seniors, this could be the second significant deposit they've received within a 12-month period. And for some, it could be even more than that depending on their location and whether or not they've received all the payments they were previously eligible for. The reason this amount is surfacing now is because a lot of this support is retroactive. That means it's money that should have been sent out months ago, but due to delays in processing, system errors, or eligibility verification holdups, the funds are only just now becoming available. Now let's talk about who qualifies, because this part has caused confusion for a lot of folks. Just because you're receiving Social Security doesn't automatically mean you'll get the full $6,430. But if you're over 60, on a limited income, and currently receiving Social Security Retirement, SSDI, or SSI, you may very well qualify for all or part of this relief. In fact, If your monthly benefit is below a certain threshold, and you haven't received any state-level stimulus payments yet this year, your chances are actually pretty strong. It's also worth noting that seniors who are considered low income, or those who are disabled and living alone or with dependents, are more likely to fall into the higher payment bracket. The government is using various eligibility filters, including adjusted gross income, housing status, and even utility expenses in some states to determine the payout amount. What's really important right now is the timeline. Monday is the official start of the rollout, which means payments could begin hitting bank accounts as early as that day. However, that doesn't mean everyone will see the money right away. Some payments will be direct deposits, others will be mailed as checks, and a small portion might be delivered through existing state benefit programs that require a separate form or online update. That's why I strongly encourage everyone watching this to double-check their information in their My Social Security account. Make sure your banking details are up to date, your mailing address is correct, and your contact information is current. Even one small error could delay your payment for weeks, or worse, send it to the wrong place. Now here's something that hasn't been talked about nearly enough. There are many seniors who missed out on past payments, either because they didn't file a simple eligibility form, they didn't respond to a state verification letter, or they just weren't aware they needed to take action. And unfortunately, the government doesn't always make it easy. There are still gaps in communication, especially for older Americans who aren't glued to a smartphone or checking email every day. That's why this video matters. Because we're not just explaining what's happening, we're making sure you know what steps to take so you don't miss a dollar that belongs to you. If you're wondering whether you need to apply for this $6,430 benefit, the answer is both yes and no. In some cases, the payment will be automatic. But in others, especially for SSI and SSDI recipients who haven't received any recent adjustments or who recently moved, you may need to verify your income or update your eligibility with your local SSA office or state benefits administrator. That's why starting Monday, you should be checking for letters in the mail, emails from your local agency, or alerts in your SSA account. These messages could include instructions, deadlines, or requests for documents like proof of address or income verification. And in some states, like California and New York, relief payments are also tied to energy assistance or rental relief programs, which means you may qualify through more than one path. Another thing to keep in mind is scams. Every time there's a real benefit like this going out, scammers jump in trying to take advantage of the confusion. If you get a call from someone claiming to be from the Social Security Administration asking for your full Social Security number or bank information, hang up. The SSA will never call and ask for that kind of personal information over the phone. The safest way to stay informed and act on this is to log in directly to ssa.gov or contact your local Social Security office in person or through their verified phone numbers. If anything seems off, trust your gut and ask someone you trust to double-check before responding. What's really exciting, though, is hearing from the people who've already started seeing smaller payments arrive ahead of Monday's wider rollout. Some seniors in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and parts of Texas have reported receiving deposits labeled as federal relief reimbursement or state supplement payment over the past 2 weeks. These early deposits are part of the same stimulus initiative and are being released in waves, depending on state processing timelines. So even if your friend or neighbor has already gotten something and you haven't yet, don't panic. The system is moving, just not all at once. That's why patience and preparation are key. The truth is, Social Security recipients have been under enormous financial stress over the past couple of years. The cost of living adjustments haven't kept up with real-world expenses. Groceries are still expensive, rent is climbing, and medical costs continue to rise, even for those on Medicare. That's why this $6,430 relief couldn't come at a better time. For some, it could mean catching up on bills. For others, it could mean finally being able to fill a prescription without choosing between medicine and food. Whatever your personal situation is, this money is meant to support you, and if you're eligible, you deserve every penny of it. So don't wait. The window to act is starting Monday, and while some of these payments are automatic, many require a small but important action: checking your account, confirming your information, or responding to a notice. If you know someone who's over 60 and receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, send them this video. Let them know what's happening and help them take the steps to claim what could be life-changing relief. We've seen too many cases where people lost out simply because no one told them what was going on. This channel is here to make sure that doesn't happen to you. We stay on top of every new update from the SSA, the IRS, and local benefit offices, and we break it down in a way that's simple, direct, and focused on what matters. If this video gave you helpful information, stick around. We've got more updates coming every week. And remember, this isn't just a headline. It's a real opportunity, a real solution. And if you're over 60 and receiving Social Security, it could be the most important update you've heard all year.